All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people, just like you right there, and just like me here. Um, Mick Fleetwood recently has been stirring the pot and saying that he'd like to do one big, maybe one last big Fleetwood Mac tour. He wants to invite people back who have played with Fleetwood Mac in the past. Okay, I think that's interesting. Um, but I think fans would be more satisfied with a rumors lineup last stand. And you probably can't do a lot of tour dates with your existing lineup. Of course, that lineup would be augmented with some other musicians that would, again, be kind of behind the curtain around the stage. Um, Christine McVie, really shaky on vocals these days, and even admitted that she's getting a bit old for this. And that's honest. I mean, I like when people are honest. Peter Cetera said in that podcast, that famous last big interview he did, that he didn't want to be one of those guys who was on the stage too long. In other words, too late in life, and people are like, come on, give it up, man. This is just horrible. He didn't want to end up like one of those people. And he still went out with his dignity. People were still enjoying the concert. They had tuned things down a bit for him, but vocally, he didn't humiliate himself. He sounded really good. And I think in the case of Fleetwood Mac, they have to start considering, can Christine McVie do this? I mean, can John McVie still do this? Stevie Nicks. I do still believe in Lindsey Buckingham and Mick Fleetwood. I think those two guys can probably play another 10, 20 years. Who knows? But the rest of the band, I think, is tired. I think they've done everything that they could do. The last tour was a modest success, even with people who probably shouldn't have been in the band, but that's really for the rock historians to debate. I felt it was just not Fleetwood Mac with Campbell and Finn. I felt that Billy Burnett and Rick Vito actually did a better job representing the band to some degree when they were in it, but that's just my humble opinion. I know fans that get more desperate for entertainment and are more casual and don't care about the backstory. That's why you have bands like the Little River Band who are out there, and other bands like the Guess Who and Quiet Riot. And people are just like, okay, it's Quiet Riot. It's on the marquee. It's the Little River Band. Let's go see it, And okay, that's fine. I've gone back and forth on this, but I also understand that I've seen like rumors of Fleetwood Mac, and then people, they go, oh, well, they're just a tribute band. They're not the real band. Yeah, but they're reproducing the sound of the original band better than the current lineup of the so-called original band. So these are things that fans are going to have to weigh in the future. I'm paying $150 for this ticket because it's the original band, but it doesn't resemble anything that, the band used to sound like, or just it's like a real faint shadow of its former self. I think the other factor here is that the Fleetwood Mac fan base is probably a little fearful of going out to see a concert. A lot of people who like Fleetwood Mac are in their 60s and 70s, same age as the band. And yes, obviously younger, like 50s and maybe 40s. But most of those people have been convinced that, this isn't going to like clear itself up for years, that this is the new normal, and that going to see a concert would be very, very risky, even with all the protocols in place. The other group of fans, like myself, if I'm going to go to a concert, I don't want any restrictions in place. I will take the risk, but I want to drink the adult beverages. I want to be able to breathe freely. I want to be able to yell and scream, when something good happens, and maybe not scream, but just yell, just like you do at a concert when you're happy, and the band breaks into a song that you're waiting to hear. So you got those two types of fans. And believe me, the first is a big group of people. And the second, they just want things to go back to normal, and they're willing to take the risk. And you're going to hear people say, well, that risk is too dangerous. And so then you're going to feel shame for wanting to enjoy yourself. So again, there are going to be all kinds of obstacles. Now, are there enough people to go see Fleetwood Mac? Sure, absolutely. There's still enough people that will go through. It's kind of like going to the airport. You know, that's going to be your experience, but worse, going to a Fleetwood. Not only do you have the security restrictions, but now you're going to have the health checkpoints, basically. And it's just, it's madness. And that's why people are like, okay, let's do pay-per-view. Let's order a DVD. Let's stream a concert directly, you know, and that's going to be the new normal for a lot of fans of these bands. Plus the fans that want to remember the band as they were and not as they are now, which more and more fans, you know, you can't compare the Eagles of, you know, 2017 or 2018 to the Eagles of 1979. You can't do it. It's not a fair comparison. The products are different. The sound is different. The personnel very much different. And for those who want to remember the band in their prime, that's the way you go about it. You go back in time and you watch the same concert over and over again, or maybe the band releases, you know, video footage of something that hadn't come out, or audio or new tracks or whatever, remixed versions. People are more interested in that for the most part than the band creating something new, which isn't going to sound like their legacy, their core period where they were, you know, at their height. So in any event, Fleetwood Mac, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it keeps them in the news. People like myself will talk about it. Others will debate it and say, yeah, Fleetwood Mac should probably hang it up, or Fleetwood Mac should give their fans one more big tour with the Rumors lineup, or yeah, let's see everybody who's ever been in Fleetwood Mac who's still alive. Let's do that. And I'm thinking, keep it simple. If you're going to do it, keep it simple, because at this stage, I think you don't want to challenge everybody too much. You want to just get out there and do what you need to do, and then call it a career, you know. So that's my video, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. You could join Patreon for $1 a month to support the channel, and also to say hello and have conversations. We're all over on Patreon, and typically I post things every now and then, and you can chime in on those things, and just helps keep the channel going, because the channel has ups and downs. But I appreciate those who watch the videos, and we'll see you soon.